From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. Right now you're taking a live look at Yakima. This view brought to you by Bi-Mart. You can see that cloud layer menacing over the Yakima Valley. It's going to set up around 1,000 to 2,500 feet for today. Just some subtle reductions in visibility for now, but we're going to watch this map very closely because I have a sneaking suspicion that these numbers are going to change, and in some instances they could change quite drastically. We do have a freezing fog advisory that is still in place for the Blue Foothills of Morrow and Umatilla counties. That runs until lunchtime today, right at noon to be exact. And temperatures for the most part across the region are below freezing, technically 1 degree above freezing in the Tri-Cities, but we're in the 20s and 30s, so you have to bundle up this morning as you're headed out the front door. You might need the ice scraper. So here's the bottom line for the forecast moving forward. It's going to be another gloomy day below 2,500 feet, but into Thursday, our mode is going to switch up as this evening we have a winter storm system that's going to bring us a chance for valley, basin, and foothill snow. Of course, we'll have some snowy mountain passes as well. I'll tell you how much snowfall we're expecting. Also, I'll show you a winter weather advisory that's in place for the Blue Foothills. All that coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, it's only been a month since a man lost his life from a shooting at the Uptown Shopping Center. And now the man's brother is speaking out. We hear from him on what he hopes to help others with. And the city of Pasco has officially passed a budget for next year, but there will be some cuts made to help with costs. And not everybody is happy about it. We have those details. Also ahead, the suspect in connection to the killing of United Healthcare CEO is fighting extradition to New York. Plus, there are new details on his background. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. It is Wednesday, December 11th. We're going to start off with new information this morning. A man from Mattawa has died after a multi-car crash last night in Grant County. Authorities say the incident happened just after 4 p.m. on SR 243. This is about a mile north of Mattawa, and according to the Washington State Patrol, a driver failed to stop as they came upon two other cars stopped in the road, one of which was waiting to turn left. The driver crashed into the cars and all three ended up on the shoulder or in the ditch. And deputies say the passenger in the first car, 36-year-old Tranquilino Sandoval Guerrero, died at the scene. Now to Richland, it's been more than 3 weeks since a man was shot and killed in an alley of the Uptown Shopping Center. Our Riley Fitzgerald spoke with the brother of Michael Perkins, who says he wants to push the issue at hand so that other people in the same situation can get the help they need.
Well, he's your typical brother. He's got a bad habit of jumping into situations that he shouldn't to try and protect people, and you see how that ended.
Michael Perkins, a father of two, died on November 16th in the Uptown Shopping Center in Richland.
We know that he was trying to either protect or help somebody that was involved, but still we're trying to follow up on all that information from those that were present.
According to court documents, Michael tried to stop another man from taking a woman's jacket. That man, Isaiah Rodriguez, now accused of shooting Michael and killing him. Rodriguez was later arrested in Portland. According to Stephen Perkins, Michael's brother, right before he ended up at the Uptown, Michael was hanging out at his place.
Well, he suffers from schizoaffective disorder, so when I went to bed, he was still arguing with the voices in his head.
Perkins says his brother was homeless and had been for nearly 3 years. Due to his disorder, he had trouble finding a place to live.
The only thing I'm really trying to do is push the issue and make a big stink about it so other people in my brother's situation might be able to get help.
Commander Mason with the Richland Police Department says in any case where the situation is getting out of hand, call 911. For people struggling with homelessness, Commander Mason says there are resources available.
So right now, in particular, we have warming centers, such as a library is a warming center, so you can go there. If you need immediate assistance, always call 911 for assistance. For housing, we have several facilities that are available. There's a shelter in Pasco, or the Mission in Pasco. We also have other opportunities or abilities to get people in contact with churches or nonprofit groups that can provide assistance as well.
While the case is still under investigation, there are some questions that may never get answered.
Why do you have to stay around to kill my brother? That's one of my questions.
In Richland, Riley Fitzgerald, Apple Valley News Now.
And RPD says more people may be arrested in this case, and it's still an ongoing investigation. Now to the city of Pasco, the budget for the 2025 to 2026 year has been officially passed. It passed at Monday night city council meeting with the vote being 6-1 in favor. But the city says without sufficient reserves, there will be a risk of inability to meet payroll and or pay claims in a timely manner. The need for new funding may be necessary for existing services, but not expanded services. So there will be budgetary reductions, and that includes limited community events, a pause in implementation of new programs and positions, also reviewing open positions and reassigning roles. And last but certainly not least, slower response times to non-emergency requests. City Councilman Leo Perales was not happy about this news.
I just think the decisions from past councils have put us on a path that obviously needs to be course corrected, but I can in good conscience sit here and rubber stamp this tonight. Hiring hundreds of people 2 years ago and not understanding that we need to find revenue to pay for those individuals was a misstep.
The city also brought up the fact that the 23-24 budget was unsustainable, and a request was made for the budget adoption. So as of now, the budget will be reduced by a total of $5.8 million. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Boeing is finally back to work on production of some of its jets, and this comes weeks after a 2-month-long strike by over 30,000 employees. We have the details coming up in your business news, but first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest, we'll be right back.
Queensgate Gardens Christmas event is here. Pick out the perfect Christmas tree and wreath, enjoy festive crafts for kids, and meet Santa himself on the weekends. Find the perfect gift and celebrate the season with us, only at Queensgate Gardens.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck? Our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
The buying season never ends at Broadmoor RV Superstore. Make this holiday one to remember with a new motorhome, travel trailer, or fifth wheel. Broadmoor RV continues to close out the 2024s to make room for the 25s. Your destination store in Pasco has the top brands in the industry, including Jayco, Montana Fifth Wheels, Coachman, Northwood, and Outdoors RV. Visit our huge campus and let us help you make memories for a lifetime this holiday season. Broadmoor RV Superstore, family owned and operated in Pasco.
Hi, I'm Pastor Steve Winery from Calvary Chapel Tri-Cities. Christmas is coming up, and we're going to have a Christmas Eve service in our outdoor amphitheater. There'll be bonfires, candle lighting, Christmas caroling. It's going to be a family service, and we'd love to have you join us. If you do come, bring a chair and a blanket. If you don't want to brave the weather, we'll have an inside option with live streaming available. Hope to see you there.
We all have that friend with amazing skin. Don't just envy her. Get glowing skin of your own with a professional facial, customized just for you. Massage Envy, where better skin begins. Give the gift of me time this year with a gift card.
Queensgate Gardens Christmas event is here. Pick out the perfect Christmas tree and wreath, enjoy festive crafts for kids, and meet Santa himself on the weekends. Find the perfect gift and celebrate the season with us, only at Queensgate Gardens.
Wednesday, December 18th, the biggest holiday event of the year, Jingle Ball. This year featuring Katy Perry, 21 Pilots, Tate McRae, Meghan Trainor, Teddy Swims, Benson Boone, Gracie Abrams, Shabuzi, and more. iHeartRadio Jingle Ball coming to ABC and stream on Hulu.
A portion of the news is sponsored by Kubota.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have this winter weather advisory that's in place for the Blue Foothills of Morrow and Umatilla counties. This runs from 10 p.m. tonight to noon tomorrow. The main risk with this would be freezing rain, maybe accumulations up to 1/10 of an inch, probably less than that, but that could definitely make for some tough travel in and around this area, in particular on Interstate 84. Speaking of the Blue Mountains, the one pass that we continue to track for the morning hours at least would be Oregon 204 Tollgate. Pack snow. You do have to carry chains here. We'll show you how much snow we're expecting for Tollgate to get from this storm system coming up a little bit later in the show. But here's your day planner for today for lower elevations. It's going to be another gray and gloomy day. That cloud layer is going to set up at around 2,500 feet. So below that, it's going to be cloudy. Above that, it's going to be mostly cloudy. See, by 8 this morning, 20s and 30s. By lunchtime, still dealing with fog in the valleys and in the foothills. And we could still hold on to some fog even deep into the day in Yakima and in Walla Walla, as that's how it went down for yesterday. So for today, another gray day, another cold day. We'll have highs that'll be about 5 degrees below average for this time of the year. Little chance of snow showers up in the Cascades. And then for tonight, this is when we're going to start to rock and roll as that storm system is going to arrive from the south and west. I'll time that out with futurecast, and also I'll show you how much rain and snow we're expecting from this storm system, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In business news this morning, Boeing is resuming production, and this comes about a month after a 2-month strike by more than 33,000 employees. The company says production of its 737 MAX jets officially resumed on Friday. Also, a second Washington state plant that builds 767 and 777 freighters is to start back up this week, and officials say it's used the 4 weeks since the end of the strike for training and certifications, also ensuring that parts and tools are ready and completing work on airplane inventory. The FAA has been taking a more of an active oversight role ever since a door plug blew off an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX flight soon after takeoff back in early January. And speaking of planes, the global airline industry could reach a historic milestone. The International Air Transport Association says airlines could rake in more than $1 trillion in revenue next year. This comes as passenger numbers could hit an all-time high of $5 billion. And according to the trade group, airlines' average profit per passenger could increase to around $7 next year. 18 months ago, the profit per passenger was just $2.25. It's quite the rebound for an industry that came to a near stop during the pandemic. Now, in more business-related news, a bankruptcy judge has blocked the satirical news outlet called The Onion from buying Alex Jones' InfoWars conspiracy platform. Last month, The Onion won the auction to acquire the parent company of InfoWars, which was sold off as part of a defamation settlement, and this comes after Jones falsely called the Sandy Hook Elementary School massacre a hoax. The Onion's bid was backed by the families of 8 victims of the school shooting and 1 first responder. Alex Jones sued the trustee and Sandy Hook families in an effort to prevent the sale, but yesterday a bankruptcy judge in Texas cited concerns with the auction process, saying money was left on the table. It's not clear what happens next for InfoWars. Also, Jones still owes more than $1 billion to Sandy Hook victims' families. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, new developments on the suspect in connection to the killing of United Healthcare CEO. We also have what he yelled out to the public while he was being transferred yesterday. Those details are after the break.
Remember, the same rules of the road apply in all weather conditions. This means you cannot follow too close, drive too fast for conditions, or leave your lane. Enjoy the holidays.
Call Allen Brecky Law Offices at 735-0546.
Once, this table belonged to you. But when you decided to donate it to Goodwill, it transformed into their table, supporting before-school gatherings, cherished family dinners, and creative crafting sessions. Its impact stretches even beyond. Goodwill utilizes the proceeds from its sales to assist local individuals in overcoming employment hurdles, providing training and job placement services not only for individuals, but also for local businesses. And that's how one table can support the opportunity for everyone to create their own stories and memories. Goodwill. Donate, shop, impact locally.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. warming up, making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show. Be the first to see our all-new grand floating Christmas tree, with holiday getaways starting at only $246.
It's the fall savings event at Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds and Sunnyside Shed Company. Get 10% off custom buildings and mention this ad to get an additional $250 in free options. That's right. From now until the end of the month, get 20% off all our in-stock inventory. We offer free and fast delivery, and we're committed to unbeatable quality and service. Come visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds and Sunnyside Shed Company for the best deals of the season.
If you have an injury claim and are considering a settlement with the insurance company, make sure you're compensated for every element of damage you're entitled to. Don't be tempted to accept a quick holiday settlement.
From our family to yours, happy holidays.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. I just wanted to give you the lay of the land before we really dive into this forecast. You can see we're going to be below average for the next couple of days in terms of high temperatures, more seasonal into this weekend, then cooling off again into next week. But these temperatures go up because of a myriad of storm systems, one for Thursday and Friday, one for Saturday and Sunday, and then we have additional storm systems after that. But first, we're going to start off by talking about storm system number one. We're going to time this out with Futurecast. We're going to start this around 4 p.m. for this afternoon. We'll put this into motion, and by the time we get to midnight, this is when we're going to start to see the impacts of that storm system from the south and west. And then come time for 4 in the morning, this is when snow levels could be all the way down to around 500 feet. So places like the Tri-Cities and Hermiston, the valleys, the foothills could see some wintry precipitation. Then by lunchtime, you can see there's going to be two distinct areas of precip, one in the Basin, foothills, and blues, the other up in the Cascades. It looks like it could dry out behind that. By the time we get to 4 p.m., snow levels up to around 1,500 feet. So at this point, it would transition back to rain for those lower elevations, the lowest elevations. And then by the time we get to the wee hours of the morning on Friday, it looks like we have a bit of a lull in the action, but we are expecting more as we head into the day on Friday. So now let's show you some of the snowfall totals that we're expecting from midnight through 4 in the morning on Friday. 2 to 3 inches for our Cascade passes, 1 to 4 inches for our Blue Mountain passes, and then less than an inch for the valleys, for the Basin, and for the foothills. And then in terms of additional snowfall that we're expecting for Friday, 2 to 3 inches more for Snoqualmie Pass, less than an inch for Cabbage Hill, less than an inch for the Kittitas Valley. Snow levels mainly between 1,500 to 3,000 feet. And then in terms of water totals that we're expecting from 12 in the morning on Thursday to 4 in the morning on Saturday, up to 3/4 of an inch of water for the Cascades, half an inch for the Blues, up to 1/4 of an inch for the Valleys, Basin, and Foothills. Then we have the Saturday-Sunday storm system. Snow levels staying just about the same, between 1,500 to 3,000 feet. The Kittitas Valley could maybe pick up another inch of snow if they're lucky. And then in terms of water totals, not much doing for the Valleys or Basin, a little bit more for the Foothills and Mountains. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. The chance for snow Thursday morning, freezing rain Friday morning, then just a cold rain by Saturday. In Yakima, less than an inch of snow possible Thursday morning, then chances for freezing rain Friday and Saturday mornings. In Ellensburg, a chance of snow showers throughout the day Thursday, a mix on Friday, then freezing rain possible Saturday and Sunday mornings. In Hermiston, snow possible on Thursday morning, freezing rain possible Friday morning, then just cold and wet by Saturday. And for Walla Walla, a chance for snow tomorrow morning, freezing rain on Friday morning, then cold and wet for Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you, Josh. In your national news this morning, the suspect accused of killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is fighting extradition to New York. Court documents show Luigi Mangione is charged with murder in that state, and for now he's in Pennsylvania where he faces gun charges. While the court battle plays out, more is coming out about his views and background. Amy Kiley reports on newly revealed insights.
I've never seen him upset or angry.
Acquaintances and writings are offering new insight into the suspect charged with murdering the United Healthcare CEO.
An insult to the intelligence of the American people.
Multiple people who knew Luigi Mangione say he's bright and a fan of intellectual exchanges. An online blogger who corresponded with him repeatedly says he expressed varied political viewpoints. He says one of them was a belief in universal health care. Mangione's former roommate says they started a book club that, among other things, looked at the Unabomber's manifesto.
But nothing about it, I think, stood out more than other conversations that we had.
Most people who knew Mangione or his family seem surprised he's a murder suspect.
It just does not add up. It just seems a complete aberration.
I was just stunned, shocked, couldn't believe it. Not who you would think of at all.
Police also are reviewing writing they attribute to Mangione. They call a 3-page handwritten manifesto a, quote, claim of responsibility. A law enforcement source says they're also combing through a spiral notebook. In it, Mangione allegedly debates ways to kill someone. He reportedly rules out a bomb for fear of hurting innocent people.
He sort of says, in essence, what could be better than to, quote, kill the CEO at his own bean counting conference?
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
West, are you ready to meet the parents again? Well, Hollywood is. A new installment of the hit movies could be coming, and we break it down for you in your showbiz news after the break.
At JDay Boba and Cafe, every sip is a smile. With boba teas to freshly brewed coffee. We've got options for everyone. Grab a drink and Vietnamese food and enjoy. Order today. JDay Boba and Cafe in Kennewick. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
These days, everyone wants their dollar to go farther. That's why you should come into Costless Carpet. We buy directly from factories, eliminating the middleman and passing the savings on to you. Nobody beats our prices. Costless Carpet has a gigantic inventory of all the popular styles of floors: luxury vinyl, laminate, carpet, tile, exotic granite, marble, and quartz slabs. For the greatest selection at the lowest price, find your nearest Costless Carpet at costlesscarpet.com.
Why do people come to the University of Washington? They come here to find people who will inspire them, move them, change them. They come to solve big problems and prepare for careers where they can make a difference. They come to cheer on their Huskies in the greatest setting in college football. If you want to change the world, this is where you start. For passion, for possibility, be boundless.
Visit Fred's Appliance today and explore unbeatable deals. Make cleanup a breeze with a brand new model Bosch dishwasher. Available in 3 colors, each for just $449. A savings of $350. These Bosch dishwashers offer quiet operation, advanced water efficiency, and a variety of cycle options to clean your dishes every time perfectly. At Fred's, we sell appliances. Only appliances.
This holiday season, experience the magic at Winterfest in Peanuts Park, Pasco. With music, kids' activities, vendors, and our holiday tree lighting, it's better than ever. Join us Saturday, December 14th from 3 to 6 p.m. Santa will be there too. Don't miss the Candy Cane Scavenger Hunt, December 9th through the 12th, and the free Christmas movies at Fairchild Cinemas in Pasco. December 11th and 14th, Winterfest, brought to you by these amazing sponsors. Make it a holiday to remember at Winterfest. We'll see you there.
At JDay Boba and Cafe, every sip is a smile. With boba teas to freshly brewed coffee. We've got options for everyone. Grab a drink and Vietnamese food and enjoy. Order today. JDay Boba and Cafe in Kennewick. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
A festive flight on Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In entertainment news, we're talking about a new Meet the Parents film.
Also a documentary about a popular toy, the Tickle Me Elmo toy. Here's the latest on what's happening in Hollywood.
Be nice to this one, okay?
Okay, I'll try.
Ready to meet the parents again? Variety reports that a new installment of the hit film franchise is in the works, with Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro, Terry Polo, and Blythe Danner all in talks to return. Since the first Meet the Parents film in 2000, the franchise has grossed more than $1 billion globally. The annual Blacklist is out, a roundup of the unproduced screenplays that Hollywood insiders are the most intrigued by. This year's batch includes a documentary on the Tickle Me Elmo toy, a film about Chef Anthony Bourdain's early days, and Little Black Dress, a movie that imagines Audrey Hepburn as a Nazi hunting spy. Ticket-selling platform StubHub has released its list of the most in-demand concerts for 2024, and the ones we're most excited to see in 2025. 'Cause I can do it with a broken heart. In 2024, Taylor Swift, Zach Bryan, and Adele were the hot tickets. Next year, it's Coldplay, the reunited British band Oasis, and veteran rockers, the Eagles. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. And Christmas queen Brenda Lee will be rocking around a birthday cake today. She's turning 80. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Zoreen Shah, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, the city of Mabton continues to be in hot water again after their only police officer put his resignation in on Monday. Emily Goodell has the update from last night's city council meeting, and that's in the next half hour, right after your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, good news for Fortnite gamers. 600,000 players of all ages will start receiving refunds stemming from an FTC ruling saying they were tricked into making in-game purchases. The average payout will be $114. You can now buy a car on Amazon. It's one-stop shopping to browse, finance, and arrange pickup. For now, the e-commerce giant is exclusively offering Hyundais through Amazon Auto. Customers can choose from inventory in 48 cities, and dealers have a chance to connect with a broader pool of potential buyers. Finally, 3 new stations on Apple Music. One is for Latin music, another for club tunes, and the third is called Apple Music Chill. The new stations join the original 3 stations offered by Apple Music. The channels are hosted by real people and are available to everyone. Will these new radio stations amplify Apple Music? Stay tuned. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
As historias de máquina. Entrada cruzando como haciendo trampa.
Take a breath of fresh air with the Stanley Steamer Air Duct Cleaning. We clean over 10 million feet of air ducts each year with our specialized trucks, built by us, removing the contaminants from your home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer Clean.
It's your home cleaner.
Oh, Mrs. Garcia, you're a school counselor and new homeowner and grad student. You're an ANDER. National University supports the whole you, so you can focus on what matters most. National University, supporting the whole you.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
All right, Josh, you have something called a 3-degree guarantee going on. It starts today. What is that?
Yes, so this is a new contest that we're doing here at Apple Valley News Now, in particular on Good Morning Northwest. So let's go ahead and take this graphic full screen. I'm going to try my best to walk you through it. So my forecast high today for Pasco is 36 degrees. Now, if the actual high temperature ends up being 3 degrees to either side of that, so if it's 39, if it's 33, if it's somewhere in the middle, that means that my forecast hits. And that means that the jackpot, and it's sponsored by Legends Casino and Hotel, our friends, by the way, but if my forecast hits within that threshold, the jackpot goes up to $25. If I do it again correctly the next day, guess what? The jackpot goes up again. So then it would be a $50 jackpot. It's just going to keep going until finally, weather forecasters, we don't get it right all the time. So eventually one of my forecast highs will bust. And then that means that one of you, the viewers, you're going to win. You're going to win the jackpot.
And you're typically right. So I could win money just by you being right.
Well, you couldn't.
I can't do it. Okay, well, someone at home.
We're violating some rules there. But someone at home, you the viewer, could win some money because of this. If you want more information about this, go to applevalleyNewsNow.com, go to the contest page, and also you can scan that QR code on your screen, and you can find lots of information about the contest. Okay, now let's talk about weather now, as we are tracking that cloud layer that's anywhere between 1,000 to 2,500 feet. So far, the visibilities haven't been too badly hurt. It looks like we do have some subtle reductions in visibility, and that's something we're going to continue to track all throughout this morning. But remember, that cloud layer between 1,000 to 2,500 feet, below that, it's going to be gloomy for today. Above that, still going to be pretty gloomy with partly to mostly cloudy skies. Right now, temperatures are mainly below freezing across the region. We're technically 1 degree above freezing in the Tri-Cities, but all of us need to bundle up. Pretty much all of us would have the potential to break out the ice scraper for this morning. And in the Tri-Cities for today, I'm going to go with the heavy jacket all throughout the day, as it's just going to be one of those days. We'll be about 5 to 10 degrees below average for this time of the year. Gray, cold, and gloomy, but then we're tracking this storm system for late tonight into Thursday, into Friday. We have a winter weather advisory already in place for the Blue Foothills because of the potential of freezing rain. So I'll take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. Also, I'll show you what our mountains are looking like ahead of this storm system in terms of snowfall. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Now we're starting off this half hour in fire news. An investigation continues on the fire at the Les Schwab Tire Center on South First Street in Yakima. Authorities say firefighters got to the scene around 6:30 yesterday morning. The fire burned for several hours and a shelter in place was issued for some of that time because of the burning materials. However, it was lifted just after 4 p.m. Authorities are still working on finding out what led up to the fire and how it started, and will continue to keep you updated with more information as soon as it's released. And just before 8 a.m. yesterday morning, Yakima County Fire District 5 responded to a camp trailer fire. This was on the 8,000 block of LaRue Road. Firefighters say the trailer had flames coming from all sides and the roof. 2 people made it out, but 1 person did not. The fire was quickly knocked down, and firefighters found a body in the trailer. Officials say one of the occupants was using candles to heat the trailer. However, it's still unknown what exactly caused the blaze. No other information has been released at this time, but we will update you once we know more. Now to continuing coverage on the city of Mabton, the city's only remaining police officer turned in his resignation on Monday, and this after refusing to give the mayor unsupervised access to the police department building. But Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us he won't be allowed to finish out his remaining 2 weeks, which leaves the city with no police.
The city of Mabton has been well aware for weeks that Officer Ryan Sullivan planned to leave the department. But as multiple sources told me, when she received his resignation Monday, she told him to get out. Former Mabton Police Chief Eduardo Garcia says he was on the phone with Officer Sullivan on Monday morning when the mayor, with a locksmith in tow, demanded unsupervised access to the police building, which she isn't authorized to do.
When he mentioned these concerns to the mayor and said, I can't let you in because of XYZ, and access is going to be lost.
Years ago, he says a previous administration allowed unauthorized employees access to the police building, prompting the state to revoke the department's access to their online policing systems for over a year. But after hearing Officer Sullivan's concerns, the mayor still wanted the keys.
The locksmith and the mayor, they said, well, we'll just come when he's not here.
Soon after, Officer Sullivan gave his 2 weeks notice, noting he'd accepted a job with the West Richland Police Department and that his final day would be on December 23rd. Hours later, he got a letter from the mayor accepting his resignation, but telling him to give back all city-issued equipment immediately and hand over all of his ongoing work to some other agency.
It was saying that, we want you to leave now.
Garcia says it was behavior like that from the mayor that prompted him to retire earlier than he had planned.
The other thing I I had a big issue with is she directed Officer Sullivan, without going through me, the chief of police at the time, and directed him to start writing tickets in an effort to generate more money for the city.
Garcia says Officer Sullivan contacted him immediately, and he reported it to the county prosecutor's office.
After that, I told her I never want to hear this ever again come out of your mouth. And so the whole time that I was there, we never wrote a ticket for the purpose of generating money for the city.
Garcia says since he's left, she's continued to make decisions without thinking of the consequences.
She had a tough time controlling her emotions. I know, in some city council settings, I believe the public got to witness it firsthand of how she loses her temper quickly.
You don't tell me you, Maria.
A lot of the employees there would fear her, and nobody would tell her that simply because of the fear factor. So a lot of the employees there were always afraid to say the wrong thing around her, and it was a very tough environment to work with.
This year alone saw Garcia's retirement, the sergeant's exit, and now Officer Sullivan's, leaving the citizens of Mabton without a police department. And the Yakima County Sheriff's Office, already spread thin, having to pick up the pieces.
We're not set up to just have a systemic failure in one of our cities. We all have to step up and do our part so we have a balanced response.
The sheriff says Mabton hasn't done their part.
In your opinion, was this something that was preventable?
Well, sure it is. I mean, public safety should be the priority of every entity. And in this case, it slipped off the table.
Short-term, Mabton will only receive limited services from the sheriff's office. Deputies responding to high-priority calls like robberies or homicides, but not thefts, trespassing, burglaries, or other lower-priority calls. Plus, the city will have to pay the bill to compensate the taxpayers in unincorporated areas who fund the sheriff's office services. But long-term,
they're going to have to either reestablish their police department, which is going to take a lot of time, or they contract with the sheriff's office to provide services.
So is this a safety concern for the citizens of Mabton?
Absolutely. Absolutely. They pay taxes to the city for these services, and they're not being delivered.
The mayor hasn't responded to requests for comment, but the Mabton City Council is holding their final meetings tonight and will be there continuing to push for answers. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Emily. Now, at last night's City Council meeting, Mayor Ruelas announced the council had hired an interim part-time chief of police. However, how the hiring happened is unclear because the position may not have been posted with the proper job description, salary range, and benefits, which is required in the state of Washington. Now, our team is looking into this as well as several other things that came to light, and you can find out that tomorrow morning right here on Good Morning Northwest. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a professor at the University of Washington School of Medicine has received his Nobel Prize for his work in chemistry. We have what exactly that work is, and we hear from him after the break.
From our family to yours, happy holidays.
Car wreck, I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222.
Merry Christmas from Griggs and Ace. In 1939, my great-grandparents opened Griggs to provide Tri-Cityans with products they want at great prices. And we continue to do that today at our 4 stores and online at griggsonline.com. So at Christmas, we like to say thank you. Thank you for allowing us to serve you for over 85 years. Thank you to our great employees, past and present. We want to wish you all a blessed holiday season. And from the Grigg family, thank you for shopping with us. Merry Christmas.
Why do patients and families immediately think of Good Shepherd? They trust our knowledge and expertise. They value the compassionate care we provide. They feel like they are being taken care of by family. From our renowned doctors and top-of-the-line technology to our state-of-the-art facilities, Good Shepherd Healthcare System. Patients first, always.
Life can be hard. With Culligan, your water doesn't have to be.
Step into the Prosser House, where great food meets comfortable atmosphere. We invite you to relax in our cozy space. From classic dishes to chef-inspired creations, and now we're raising the bar, literally. With our newly renovated bar, we're serving up crafted cocktails, your favorite local brews, and award-winning wines. Plus, we're proud to announce that the Prosser House is your restaurant showdown champion. Special night out or just a break from cooking, experience the award-winning difference at the Prosser House.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and cheeks and mouth and
skilled professionals helping you to be your best. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Give the gift of me time this year with a gift card.
Car wreck? I'm here to help you.
I got T-boned at an intersection. Mariano got me about 50 times more than I thought I was going to get.
I did my best, and she got way more than she expected.
He is the guy.
Call 853-2222. This morning, Elton John, exclusive. From his incredible career to his battles with addiction to how he's doing now.
I'm still standing after all this time.
I'm still standing, and I am better than I ever did.
Only on
Good Morning America.
Wow.
Is that my GTO? Somebody stole it 15 years ago.
Hi, Dad.
There's the thief.
I need a place to stay until I figure out what the rest of my life looks like.
So, a couple of days.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today is going to be another cold day. No surprise there. We're going to be in the mid-30s in the Kittitas Valley, also up in the Cascades. Remember that cloud layer setting up between 1,000 to 2,500 feet. So within that layer, likely foggy for a good chunk of the day. Above that layer, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Below that layer, it's going to be gloomy all throughout the day. There's going to be about a 10% chance of some snow showers today up in the Cascades, just kind of a little precursor to the storm system that we're going to end up dealing with for late tonight and then, of course, into Thursday. In the Yakima Valley, another gray day. We're going to be in the mid-30s. Yakima yesterday was socked in with fog throughout most of the day, so just kind of using a persistence forecast method, we're expecting the same thing for today. And then in the Lower Columbia Basin, mid-30s. Also, obviously mid-30s is cold and it's going to be gray out there, so just more of the same. We've had a lot of these days over the past couple weeks. And then for the Blue Foothills, expecting temperatures in the mid-30s, also socked in with fog for a lot of the day. Above that cloud layer, above 2,500 feet in places like Meacham and Ukiah, partly to mostly cloudy skies with maybe a little bit of sunshine that's going to peek through. Now let's talk about the big picture in terms of the snow depth that we have right now for all of the main passes within our region. You can see it's really a mixed bag right now. Plus 4%, and remember 0% would be the average snow depth for this time of the year. So plus 4% for Stevens Pass, minus 11% for Snoqualmie Pass, plus 31% for White Pass, minus 50% for Cabbage Hill. So again, really all over the map, but I'll show you how much snow we're expecting over the next 48 hours. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Looking now to the University of Washington School of Medicine in Seattle, a professor of biochemistry receives his 2024 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. David Baker got this honor at an award ceremony in Sweden, specifically at the Stockholm Concert Hall. And this award ceremony is part of Nobel Prize Week. Baker directs the UW Medicine Institute for Protein Design and is an investigator of the Howard Hughes Medical Institute. He was born in Seattle in 1962 and attended Seattle public schools. In 2003, Baker's lab used computer-based methods. He developed to design from scratch a protein not found in nature.
And indeed, in all living things, proteins are carrying out, they're basically the miniature machines that are carrying out all the important functions. And they evolved over hundreds of millions of years or billions of years to be really perfect at solving the problems that arose during biological evolution.
This award includes a monetary prize of approximately $500,000, which is awarded from income generated by estate investment funds that Alfred Nobel established in his will. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, a judge in Oregon has blocked Kroger's mega merger with Albertsons. What this means is coming up in your morning sprint. But first, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your full weather forecast. Keep it here. We will be right back.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0% APR for up to 84 months.
Find a Kubota dealer near you at gokubota.com.
Is your home in need of a remodel? Then transform your living space with help from Costless Carpet.
Have you heard about Costless Carpet's new Rhino SPC? It's changing the flooring industry. Durable, waterproof, with amazing looks that are blowing our customers away. Rhino SPC has 20 and 30 mil wear layers, making it more durable and easy to install. Costless Carpet stocks over 25 different visuals and has wide planked woods and 12 by 24 tile designs too. To find your nearest store, visit costlesscarpet.com.
This is Apple Valley Eats.
Ready to shake up your dining experience? Legends Casino Hotel has something for every taste. At Lucky Shots Coffee Bar, it's more than just coffee. Frothy lattes, bold espressos, hearty sandwiches, desserts, and more. Lucky Shots has a winning hand of flavors any time of the day. Join us for our full-service menu, or dive into our legendary buffet options, including our salad bar and a variety of desserts that will have you coming back for seconds. Explore the newly updated food court with so many choices to satisfy your craving. At Fortune's, savor a customized crab boil fit for a king, queen, or joker with all the extras. Try the crab boil with one of our specialty sauces, big enough to share, but don't be slow with your fork. This is good eating. Burger lovers, head to Legendary Burgers. Try the Mount Adams or go classic with fries and a Huckleberry shake. Craving pizza, pasta, and more? Creations has you covered. After that custom-made pizza pie, don't forget dessert. You just gotta try our house-made cannoli. For authentic Mexican-style cooking, Madre's Mexican Kitchen is a must. With fresh homemade tortillas and savory sauces, you will not be disappointed. Try our enchiladas, street tacos, or something new to you. Madre's is sure to bring it home. Whether you're here to dine or unwind, Legends Casino Hotel has a world of exciting flavors waiting for you. Bring your appetite, your friends and family, and let the culinary journey begin.
Kraken, Bruins, 6:30 Thursday, Apple Valley News Now. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbert.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. I just want to set the scene here for the next 7 days before we get into the nitty-gritty of the forecast. You can see we'll still have below average highs over the next couple of days, warmer into this weekend, and that corresponds with a couple different storm systems that we're tracking. One for Thursday and Friday, one for Saturday and Sunday. More in addition to that after the fact, but we're going to focus in on the first two storm systems. Starting off this afternoon, 4 p.m., all is quiet for now, but it's not going to take very long for the storm system to start impacting us. Around midnight, approaching us from the south and west, and by the time we get to 4 this morning, look at how low the snow levels are going to be, around 500 feet. So places like Tri-Cities and Hermiston and Sunnyside certainly could see some snow for Thursday morning. By the time we get to lunchtime on Thursday, you can see it's mostly green, a little bit of blue and pink mixing in here for the basin, for the foothills, and for the mountains. But snow levels will rise up into the afternoon, up around 1,500 feet by the time we're at 4 p.m. on Thursday. A little bit of a lull in the action, and that is going to continue into Friday morning, but we're expecting additional rain and snow into the day on Friday. Snow levels still around 1,500 feet by Friday at 4 in the morning. Here's some of the snowfall totals we're expecting from midnight through Thursday through the wee hours of the morning on Friday. Just a few inches of snow for Cascade passes, a couple to a few inches of snow for Blue Mountain passes, and then likely less than an inch for our lower elevations, including the valleys and the lower Columbia Basin and the Blue Foothills. Here's additional snowfall we're expecting for Friday, maybe another inch or less than that for the Kittitas Valley, another couple to a few inches for passes, a little bit less for the Blue Mountain passes. And then here's some of the water totals that we're expecting from storm system number 1. Thursday and Friday up to 3/4 of an inch of water for the Cascades, a 1/2 inch for the Blues, up to 1/4 inch for the valleys, basin, and foothills. Now here's storm system number 2. You can see really a similar setup. Snow levels are going to look the same in terms of lowland snow, maybe just less than an inch for the Kittitas Valley. In terms of pure concentrated water, less than 1/10 of an inch for the valleys and basin, between 1/10 to 1/4 for the Blue foothills, and between 1/4 to 1/2 for the Blues and Cascades. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. The chance for snow Thursday morning, freezing rain Friday morning, then just a cold rain by Saturday. In Yakima, less than an inch of snow possible Thursday morning, then chances for freezing rain Friday and Saturday mornings. In Ellensburg, a chance of snow showers throughout the day. On Thursday, a mix on Friday, then freezing rain possible Saturday and Sunday mornings. Snow is potential on Thursday morning in Hermiston, freezing rain possible Friday morning, then just cold and wet by Saturday. And then for Walla Walla, a chance for snow tomorrow morning, freezing rain on Friday morning, then cold and wet for Saturday and Sunday.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 5:50. It's time for your morning sprint in our 5 o'clock hour, and we're going to start off with the top 5 local stories you need to know this morning. A fire ignites at the Les Schwab Tire Center in Yakima on South First Street. It happened around 6:30 yesterday morning, and it burned for several hours. Authorities are still investigating how it started. The city of Mapton's last remaining police officer turned in his resignation on Monday, and this comes after refusing to give the mayor unsupervised access to the police department building. The mayor ordered him to leave immediately so he won't finish out his remaining 2 weeks. This leaves the city with no police, but at last night's city council meeting, the mayor announced they had hired an interim part-time chief of police, but how the person was hired is unclear. City Council is holding its last meeting of the year tonight, so we will update you tomorrow morning with what comes of it. Now, regarding the seat for Public Utility District Commissioner number 3, the Benton County Canvassing Board met yesterday to certify the results of the manual recount. The result certifies Mike Massey as the winner, and there was only a 7-vote difference with incumbent Barry Bush. Washington lawmakers have a lot on their agenda this week, including issues regarding child care, crime, environmental protections, addiction treatment, housing costs, and much more. January 13th is when the state legislature will be in their 105-day session. But today, 8 committees with members of both chambers will convene. Also, senators will convene Thursday and Friday with 14 of their own. A family is asking for donations from the community. 42-year-old Calvin Bud George Jr. was shot multiple times in front of his Wapato home, and he leaves behind 4 children and 3 grandchildren. His sister, Camilla Lee George, started a GoFundMe page hoping to raise $15,000 to help with funeral costs. Yakima Tribal Police are still investigating with the FBI on this case. If you would like to donate, visit our website, applevalleynewsnow.com. International news this morning, Luigi Mangione, the suspect accused of killing the United Healthcare CEO, is fighting extradition to New York. He has been charged with murder in New York, but he's currently in Pennsylvania where he faces gun charges. More is coming out about his views and background. Multiple people who knew him say he's intelligent, with another saying he expressed a belief in universal health care. Idaho's strict abortion ban and emergency care has now returned to a federal appeals court after being at the Supreme Court earlier this year. The Biden administration claims federal hospitals must provide abortions when pregnancy complications jeopardize a woman's life or health, even in states that ban abortion. Idaho's abortion ban has been partially blocked and reinstated multiple times. It has an exemption for when a woman's life is at risk, but not for when her health is impaired. In your business news, a federal judge in Oregon has blocked Kroger's proposed $25 billion mega merger with Albertsons. The judge ruled the largest merger in U.S. supermarket history would limit competition and hurt consumers. It's a major setback for the companies and puts the merger's likelihood in jeopardy. A 2010 book critical of the U.S. insurance industry has risen to number 2 on Amazon's nonfiction bestsellers list. The title appears similar to words investigators say they found on shell casings near where United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson was killed. The book is called Delay, Deny, Defend: Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It. Now, New York police have not confirmed a direct link between the book's subject and the motive in Thompson's killing. Now to your health headlines. Researchers at the University of Southern California may have found a new way to spot the early stages of Alzheimer's disease. They say vulnerability to financial scams could be an early indicator. Researchers found an association between money and a region in the brain that links memory revival and judgment. Based on the study, those with higher financial vulnerability had a thinner entorhinal cortex. A new report suggests most women in the U.S. do not take advantage of family planning assistance. This includes access to prescription birth control, emergency contraception, sterilization, and counseling related to reproduction. In 2022 and 2023, only about a third of reproductive age women received family planning services in the previous year. In sports news, Time has named Caitlin Clark as its 2024 Athlete of the Year. The 22-year-old Indiana Fever star set rookie season records for both points and three-pointers that were made. She was also named the league's Rookie of the Year, and she also helped drive up viewership numbers even when she wasn't playing. The WNBA delivered its most-watched regular season in 24 years and had its highest total attendance in 22 years. Trending this morning, we previously looked at Wikipedia's top searches for the year, but now we're looking at Google's top searches.
That's right, and sports actually dominated this year's Google searches.
In the company's global year-end search list for 2024, 6 of the top 10 trending searches were sporting events, and I just have to say it was mostly me, y'all, because searching sports is what I do because I don't know much about sports. Just kidding.
Well, you definitely contributed, but specifically the top 2 searches are for soccer tournaments, the Copa America and the UEFA European Championship.
Then that was followed by 2 cricket events, but get this, the Paris Olympics were number 9.
Wow. Wow, really?
Yeah, I was surprised by that too.
Anyway, outside of sports, 3 of the top terms are people. Liam Payne, the One Direction singer who died this year tragically, was he was number 5, followed by Donald Trump, who won re-election as president.
Catherine, Princess of Wales, was number 10, and the iPhone 16 came in at number 8.
Speaking of Trump, the U.S. election came in number 1 on the list of top news searches for 2024.
And what do you think you searched the most this year, Josh? I know for me it was like Gen Z or Gen Alpha terms, like, what do they say? These brain rot, and that was the Oxford Dictionary Word of the Year.
Yes.
Skibbity toilet, I looked that up.
Yep.
Yeah, all of those, because now I'm old and don't know them.
I looked up apartments in Tri-Cities.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, the city of Mabton continues to be in hot water again. This after their only police officer put his resignation in on Monday. Our Emily Goodell has that full report from last night's city council meeting and also what's next, and that's in the next half hour.
And also we have fog and gloom for this morning, but we are tracking the potential for a lowland snow, maybe even some snow here in the Tri-Cities. I'll tell you about those chances coming up at 6.